Welcome, everyone, to the Everything Show, episode 939. I am your host, Matrix Lord 212, and I'm with Scott. What's up, Scott?
Hello.
What's up, Chris?
Hey, what's up?
Well, it looks like I have the day off tomorrow. It's going to be a blizzard. Work is closed. Transportation to work is closed. Maybe out for a couple days, and if that's the case, then I am going to be doing podcasts throughout the day tomorrow and maybe Wednesday. So,
Well, I got to go in and do an 11 to 8, maybe 9. So,
what's
I'll
up,
be here
Patrick?
some way, shape, or form.
So, I will be doing some casts, whoever's around. I know they're not used to me doing it early, but now that I'm off, I'll probably be doing it throughout the day. So somebody will catch me when it's convenient. We'll be doing everything shows, Riddle Beans cast, Topic Wonders, horror casts, walking casts, everything just about. So, what's up, Connor?
Hello.
It's growing. The cast is growing. It's like gummy bears. The legend is growing. Okay.
Or the blob.
Yeah, right?
It
What's up, Connor?
It's across the floor.
All right. So here's the thing, and to everybody be shocked to hear this. I went to see Get Out on the weekend. I didn't get to see Kong, but that is only because Sharon didn't want to see it, and I'm going to go probably see it with a friend during the week. But Get Out was an amazing movie for anybody who saw it. And it did so well that the writer and the director, bless you. Oh, my
Bless
God.
you.
You're right, Scott? Jesus.
Who am
Knocked
I?
the whole camera out. Anyway, he got a
where am I?
he got a 7-picture deal, which is amazing. What was his first name? I know it was Peele, right? The last name was Peele. He did the movie is a different type of movie. It was definitely a great movie to see. And I'm gonna try to see.
It's almost like I haven't seen it, but it reminds me of the Stepford Wives almost. You know?
I thought so too for a second there. So, but again, that is doing very, very well. And
I wish I'd gone to see that instead of Fist Fight. But I wanted to
why
see
would
a
you
comedy.
see that? Yeah.
Yeah, I went and saw it, and I still didn't see a comedy.
Oh my God. All right. So basically, I just want to go over the box office before we talk about different things. Kong's number one, which I got that right, Chris. Right?
Oh, you did. No,
Yes.
I admit it. I was absolutely wrong about that. And I'm very happy about that too. However, there's still a major problem with the reason it's number one.
Okay. Well, before we get into that, $61 million domestically, $146 million worldwide. Foreign markets, $85 million. Not released in China yet.
Kong's actually a really fun film. I saw it the day it came out. It is really a good film.
So everybody's liking it that's seen it. Joseph saw it, Anthony saw it, Connor saw it, Chris saw it. You see it, Scott?
Yeah, I saw it, and I loved it.
All right. And I'm the only one that didn't freaking see it, but I'm going to see it this week. But I'm really happy to have that everybody's liking the movie.
That after credits scene too, if I could just jump in, that after credits scene is getting a huge amount of buzz.
Yeah,
Like more than I was expecting.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what were you saying is number one for the wrong reasons? What do you mean?
Well, it's kind of twofold. I mean, the first reason is for some reason Logan dropped off like a huge amount for some reason.
Here's the reason. Here's the reason. I'm going to try to explain that actually, because I told you that, you know, a lot of people, it did a huge numbers the first week and throughout the week. It basically has in 437 million. Did you know that? 437 million. So, like I said, as long as it didn't I say something like it did 400 million, it's all right, let it drop off?
Something like that, yeah.
So, I mean, the movie had a production budget of 97. So, if it doesn't make any more money after today, it has in 437 million. Of course, it's going to make 500 million, but it doesn't need to do anything more than that. And the Wolverine movies have not really done like dramatic Iron Man numbers or whatever. Maybe 300 million, all right, whatever. So let it just, if it's going to die, let it die. Let Kong just, you know, reap the rewards, I think.
And Hugh did do a pay cut because, for a large part, it was an R movie. But yeah, he did take a pay cut because as well. So
because I said too, it's the movie. We know what type of movie it is. People the next week don't want to see a sad ending, depressing ending. Want something different. And who else would? I mean, you want to go see Kong? That's the thing. I mean, unless you can't see Kong, which I saw Get Out. But I mean, that's the thing. But you want to see Kong. So now this week, I'm going to make a prediction too. I really don't think that Beauty and the Beast is gonna. I think it's going to lose traction. You could say I'm crazy, but
is it out?
Oh, I'm not saying you're crazy. You know?
Yeah, no.
What, Con?
Is it out this week? I thought it was out next week.
Beauty and the Beast is out this week.
Oh, okay.
And what number is it?
What's up, Mikey?
Damn, motherfucker jumped right onto the cast, man. I got a link, and like 2 minutes later, you're in the middle of a show already.
Shit.
God damn, dude. Like, hold up for a second. Let a motherfucker grab a beer.
Damn! Fucking sick Slim Shady! Get that shit, motherfucker! Shit!
Damn. Motherfucker's like the Flash.
That's right!
I saw...
Fucking been suffering from... I gotta tell you, dude. Okay, people like, why... I was talking to Mike D, like, off air, like, on Facebook Messenger, and he's like, are you taking a vacation from podcasts? And I'm like, I was watching Bates Motel. Now, we started Bates Motel a little late, so it went on at 10 o'clock, so I'm watching the DVR that recorded part of it. Gotta tell you, and I know you saw some seasons, I'm not happy with this season. I mean, I should have just did cast early, but I am not happy with this Bates Motel season. I know we're going off topic from what we're talking with Kong.
Is the mother dead yet? I haven't watched past the second season.
I guess, I mean, I don't want to, yeah, the mother's dead last season, and I was not happy with that. I know that in Psycho she's dead, but the thing is that I think it was a mistake to have her dead for a whole season and just him do the thing. I think they're rushing into it now with him being the Psycho. I mean, I felt that they should have had her in here this season alive, and maybe the last couple episodes or something. Like, I never really wanted them to actually do Psycho in Bates Motel. Like, I felt that they should have did movies with him in it that way. You know, I feel it's kind of rushed. It's like mix mash and making a cake and you get lasagna, which is not that good when I make lasagna. But anyway. But
I got a question. Is Connor Farley's iPad, like, related to Connor Farley somehow?
This is my alter ego.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if it was the real Connor Farley in here or not.
Right.
I thought he might have gotten hacked by Dr. Dimwit or something.
All right. So we again, I'm getting off topic, and I do apologize, but we will do an extensive talk on Bates Motel on its appropriate place in the horror cast. So we're gonna get back to. Did you see any movies lately, Mike D?
I saw Get Out.
And what'd you think?
I stayed. I didn't get out. It was good.
Good film, man. Good film.
Yeah, it was filmed about probably half an hour from where I'm sitting right now. They've been shooting a lot of films down here in this area the last several years, and it actually, pardon me, it actually was a great suspense film. It was a great, not like some sort of, well, it did have some gore in it, but I mean, it was a great horror suspense thriller in the vein of like classic sort of great thrillers. It's a modern classic, I think. It's really worth seeing.
Dude, I told Joe here, reminded me somewhat of the Stepford Wives. What about you?
Stepford Wives.
There were shades of that.
Yeah, that, and it had kind of like a little bit of like a Body Snatcher sort of vibe to it, in a way. There's like in that there's a conspiratorial sort of vibe going on with like...
Or a little bit of Rosemary's Baby, like a little spice of it, like, you know, the people like this big...
Well, yeah, kind of how they were grooming Rosemary in that film to
like
Antichrist.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was great. The acting was good. I mean, a film like that, a small film with not really that big a name actors, except for like Bradley Whitford, maybe, and Stephen Root, or people that you would recognize if you don't recognize them by name. A film like that could have gone, pretty like boring and kind of inconsequential, but they had really great solid actors in this, and it kept its tension sustained throughout the whole film, I thought. And I thought it did a pretty good job by not being over the top. You know,
Is it a black comedy? Pardon the pun.
a black comedy?
It's not a comedy.
No,
Not a comedy.
it's suspense or
Oh,
a
right.
drama.
The guy that wrote it and directed it is a comedian, but he's doing his first film, and it's a horror thriller suspense.
Well,
I mean,
I suppose the guy that I heard say it was funny is criticizing it then.
Well, it's written in a way to where it's written in a way to where there is some pardon the pun, dark humor in there.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
It's
in the sense that.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's done where there's a social commentary going on behind the scenes in what's going on in the storyline of the film. So if you watch it, you would get the joke that your friend told you about, that it's not a black comedy, but there's definitely some funny elements of what occurs in it, because there is some slight sci-fi.
I mean, if I could basically say something funny for a second, it just basically says that there's a lot of weird white people out there. So, like, white people could be really weirdos and crazy and whatever, but so could every other race. But anyway, all right. So I liked it. I enjoyed it. Again, I think it's something that doesn't need a sequel. No. And I would like to see him
I haven't seen it, but from my understanding, from what I've heard from people, they get the same feeling. It's just a
one-off, and certain movies, that's it. Should be one-offs.
Mm-hmm. So the twist, there's a lot of twists in the film, which is
I know
one of the reasons I like watching it. But the way that the twists are executed, by the end of the film, you would understand why it may be a little difficult for them to kind of recreate the whole gimmick of what the movie's about, because that's kind of the backbone of the whole film, is you're not realizing what's going on, except towards closer to the end of the film you get. It's just a weird circumstances and people acting strange and kind of creepy, paranoid sort of vibe.
And I gotta tell you, on the walk home, we were looking at all these people and we're like, this person's a weirdo, this person's a weirdo. And then I had a strange, like, urge for some tea. With the and I was even saying, I think my grandmother had that tea set, like a thing like that, the blue and the old school with the spoon and everything. I think, but that was pretty amazing. I think.
Well, the whole gimmick at the beginning of the movie with the deer, that actually happened to Sandra and I, like, about 3-4 years ago.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it happened at the beginning of the movie. We kind of looked at each other. We went, "Hey, there's that phantom deer that jumped out of nowhere again."
Well, at least that deer was more real than the Walking Dead deer. But we'll talk about that on the Walking Cast.
Our buddy, that's another film. Our buddy, our local buddy here, Bruce Larson, worked on. He's worked on done a lot of SFX and a lot of films, and he was the one that built the mirror, of course, that we talked about before.
Yeah, I love that.
So he was, I think, some extra footage of the deer. They were going to do a thing with the deer, like where it's kind of the bones are showing more in the sinew, and there was going to be like sort of a weird, the lead character goes into sort of that dream element in a part of the film, where apparently that seems to be integrated into that particular part of the film, but they actually snipped that out, edited that out of the film, but it's in the trailer. You'll see it.
Yeah, I saw that, and I'm like, oh, where was that? Yeah.
But he did the deer that was laying on the ground, and some of the decor, I believe, some of the set design, I think, is his main forte. So,
did you see Logan, Mike D, or no?
I did, actually.
What'd you think?
I really liked it.
Yeah.
I thought there were some interesting questions that they left in that, like what happened to the team that they hinted that Charles was involved with, and I figured that Logan would die once I kind of saw the theme of where the movie was going, and I was like, okay, well, I see where this
spoilers, guys. Yeah. I'll put spoilers at the title. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I wasn't even thinking about that. But then the thing, like with Xavier, as soon as Xavier croaked, I was like, okay, well, let's kind of see, like, if the things start falling into place to where, like, this is going to be where Logan will die too, and I'm like, okay, well, this makes sense.
I know that Deadpool's going to do that joke, because Patrick Stewart wants to be in a Deadpool movie.
Yeah.
And if he does it,
and they've got their Domino. I heard
Yeah,
they got
I know.
redundant.
He's gonna tell Professor X, yeah, by the way, I went to this future where you killed all the X-Men because you had dementia, and he's gonna change the whole timeline. Which, again, according to the X-Men people, this is an alternate timeline. They
Mhm.
never agreed that this would be the definitive timeline from Days of Future Past. This was the director's vision, and he had to say it was an alternate because he was at odds with the people that are doing the X-Men movies. They did not want that. So, again, it's a step.
I agree with your assertion also that you made on a cast a little while ago that I watched Days of Future Past the very next evening again at home, and I still think that that's the better of the X-Men films overall. But I love Logan. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
I just love the storyline of Days of Future Past, just with the carnage that goes on and the whole thing about skipping through time with Logan, and just it was very well written.
Because initially it was supposed to have been Kitty Pryde, because somewhere around here's the comic book.
Yeah.
I think that was one of the greatest trailers, too, of Days of Future Past.
I don't remember the trailer.
The trailer was one of the best X-Men trailers ever, too. But I'm talking about Days of Future Past. But I wanted to bring something up. Not that I want to change the subject, but Chris, I don't know if you know this, but there was a mystery cameo in Spider-Man: Homecoming that is creating a lot of buzz.
Who is it?
Leslie Jones.
Well, I don't know. There's a lot of speculation. Who could it be? Because Joe thinks that it's Tobey Maguire just in the cameo, not that he's Peter Parker or anything. But he thinks that Tobey Maguire's in it as a cameo, playing somebody. I don't know, but who do you think it could be? Because supposedly it's a big deal. I mean, unless they have like, I was saying that Alfred Molina, like just in a cameo, like Doc Ock, but not as Doc Ock. But
That wouldn't be a big deal, though, right? Not a lot
Well,
of people.
could it be Andrew Garfield?
I could see. Here's the thing: Sony had hinted that they wanted to do like the video games and like the comic, like the Spider-Verse, Shattered Dimensions, where there's a thing where Spider-Man has the multiple realities with the different Spider-Men. And if you did something like that, you could have Tobey as Peter Parker, you could have Andrew Garfield as Peter Parker, and Tom Holland as Peter Parker. But that would be something that they could do Spider-Man 5.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I mean, right now, that's, I mean, I don't think they would throw something in there like that. I mean, he's got to grow up a little bit. That I could see happening. You know, but again, I don't know.
Doc Connors, maybe? The same guy who played Doc Connors from...
Well, see, the thing is, it's funny. They do that in The Flash, where Mark Hamill's playing the Trickster, but two different universes. You know, like the one we used to watch in the 70s.
Yeah,
not 70s, 90s. I'm sorry, 90s.
Yeah, 90s.
And then this is a different universe. Who's to say Marvel won't do that? You know, and just say that Alfred Molina is Doc Ock in this reality, like he was in Joe Maguire's reality, or something.
Or he's a teacher, or he could be a teacher to. He may not be Parker's teacher, but he may be a teacher for somebody else.
Who knows? But again, that's a movie. You know, don't underestimate that movie. That movie's gonna do phenomenal. Now, this week we got Beauty and the Beast. Well, anyway, do you want to talk about Kong a little bit, Chris? I'm sorry because I cut you off.
No, I think we covered everything with that. To be honest with you.
Again, Kong. I think this whole controversy with Beauty and the Beast may bring it down a little bit. I don't think it's going to bring it down totally.
Controversy.
Well, you know, but I think that Kong is still going to be. I think it will be over 200 million domestically. And then when we hit China, the numbers.
You just reminded me what I was going to say before. The problem that they're having at WB and mainly with Legendary right now is, from what I've heard, I mean, it didn't open. It opened more than what they were expecting, because they were saying 40 million and it did like 61 million as an opening. So they were happy about that. The problem is that's so much less than what Godzilla opened at in 2014 that it's still not looking that great domestically.
So you're saying they could still cancel King Kong versus Godzilla?
No, I'm not saying that anymore because they've got the writers' room for that.
Okay. Because I'm not worried about that. I want to make sure that happens.
And I'm pretty sure that they've established the writers' room, so that makes it less likely that they'll cancel it. They're also going to be having a comic book series, which is the sequel to Skull Island, coming out in April, which is canon apparently. So, I don't know. I guess they're looking at it as a success so far. I know it's doing really well overseas, but other than that, it's doing okay in the States. So
well, if you got to talk about mathematics, it's not a success yet.
No, it's not.
I mean, the production budget's 185 million. That's not even half ticket sales too. I mean, it's got to generate at least 490 million, right? In order for it to be like
they were saying around 400 to get to there, which means it's going to have to do really well overseas. The weird kind of thing with this is it looks like this is going to be the exact opposite of Godzilla 2014, where the critics all really the professional critics all really liked it, but the general public was mixed.
Right.
This time, it's the general public really likes it, but professional critics are mixed on it.
But you know what? The box office is very funny because John Wick 2 started growing after it came out, where now it's solidified green light John Wick 3.
Did you like John Wick?
Yes.
I kept ordering that on iTunes the other night to watch in the living room.
I like John Wick. I saw the first one, not the second one.
The second one's okay. I felt more sympathy for the dog than I did for John, to tell you the truth. It was a good movie, but I was not as thrilled with it as I was with the first one.
You liked it, Mikey?
That's what I was saying. I haven't seen it. I was thinking about watching it the other night. I was going through. There were like several movies, like Passengers being one of them, with Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence, that sci-fi. When I was trying to figure out what I wanted to watch, and that was one of the ones, was John Wick, and then Passengers. And
yeah, she didn't want to see Passengers. We wanted to watch.
Passengers was good. I'll say Passengers was quite good.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks good. Did you not like it, Joe?
I love John Wick.
No, Passengers.
No, Passengers.
I didn't get to watch it. She didn't want to watch that. Well, let me finish. I wanted to see that, but then what we wound up watching was Batman Killing Joke, which I didn't get to see that. You guys see that?
No. But before we move on, I just wanted to be sure. Scott, you said Passengers is worth seeing?
Yeah, it is.
It's a success.
I'll say it is a matinee movie, but it was still good.
Well, I've got like a Apple TV, like where I can pull up the iTunes on the big screen. I was thinking because on 314 it goes from where you have the option to buy it or you can rent it. And
it's a renter. It is a renter, and if you like it, then buy it.
Well, no, I said. I'm not going in the area like I'm going to buy it. I just mean like I'll be able to watch it probably like tonight, and I'm thinking about watching it tonight because it's available for the first time to rent tonight instead of buying it. So I just wanted, because I thought it looked like an interesting premise of a sci-fi.
Oh, it was.
Okay.
And when you find out the little, I won't say anything about it, but when you find out what happens, you're going to start thinking the main character's a douche. I will say that much.
Oh, okay. Because I'm familiar with the book that it's based on. I haven't read it, but I'm kind of familiar with kind of what the twist is. Or a little of what goes on towards the end or whatever, but I'll view it.
Maybe I'll watch that because tomorrow's the Blizzard, so I'm walking out tomorrow. But
yeah,
I want to see Arrival. Did anybody see Arrival?
I
saw a bit of it.
Wanting to see that too. John saw it and said it was excellent.
I want to see that. I'll probably order that. Maybe I'll order it tonight.
It's got a great twist at the end of it. He told me all about it.
Joe, have you seen Hacksaw Ridge?
No.
You need to watch that because
what was that?
Hacksaw
Mel
Ridge.
Gibson's movie.
Oh, that's great.
Oh no.
That was
I
fantastic.
forget where I saw I could watch it somewhere, but I'm going to have to go back and find that site.
Is it available for on demand? So we don't know.
It's available online in full HD now. So it is a fantastic movie. It absolutely blew me away.
Wow. Okay. Andrew Garfield's in there, right?
Yeah, and it was Vaughn, Hugo Weaving.
Oh wow. I don't know
yeah.
who was in that.
He was one of the ones up for Wolverine, if I remember right.
What was that movie, Mike D? I don't know if you know. I wanted to see this movie. I never got to see it. Jodie Foster was on a plane.
Oh,
She had a kid, and then people are like,
Oh,
you don't have a
I
kid.
saw that movie.
What was that?
I saw it with Mom, and I can't remember the name, but I know what you. Yeah, because it reminded me so
Like,
much.
is she crazy or something? And
It reminded me of The Lady
Life Plan?
Vanishes.
It's something like that. You're talking about, yeah, it's like a thriller on a.
I wanted to see that. I never got to see that movie.
Because if you saw it, if you've ever seen the movie at the Hitchcock suspense thing, The Lady Vanishes. I don't know if they planned on
that's
making
what
it
it
as
is?
a. Yeah, I don't know if they meant to make it as a remake, but you're watching it, and that's the feeling you get. This is a remake of The Lady Vanishes.
I was correct. It's Flight Plan. That's the name of it.
Flight Plan. That's right.
Okay.
But it does. It reminds you so much of The Lady Vanishes, and
Hitchcockian.
yeah, very Hitchcockian.
What other
love it,
movies
too.
for choices tomorrow, guys? Anything on demand besides Passengers? Passengers Arrival. What else? What else came out that we missed?
Watch a good snow film, like the original John Carpenter's The Thing.
Oh, I love that. That's my favorite.
Yes.
83?
82.
Kurt Russell? 82. I love that. I went to see that. I wasn't a kid. I was a kid seeing that movie.
That's
Yeah, 'cause
always
I was posting. I was catching up on I watched what was
I never saw
Thank
the
God
reboot.
Friday
I never saw the
last night.
sequel reboot. Was that good?
It was decent. I loved how they pretty much fixed the very last shot in the prequel to the 82 version.
Mike, that was a good sequel or no, the new
I
thing?
agree with what Scott says. It's definitely, if you haven't seen it, it's entertaining. It's nowhere near the level of like greatness of the original. But what's really cool is, like Scott was saying, the way that they tie, because it's a prequel. It takes place in Carpenter's film.
Because I even got the same exact guy at the beginning of the beginning of the first movie, in the prequel to do his shot.
Well, the original one was black and white.
No, not the thing from outer space.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
We're talking about the Kurt Russell version.
Yeah. No, I like the Kurt Russell version. That's the one I saw.
That's what we're talking about.
Howard Hawks did one back in I think it was 1951, and it was James Arness was the thing. He was like a vegetable creature alien, and the John Carpenter, The Thing, is based more off a Campbell novel that sticks closer to the surface, or to the source material, I should say, where the creature is truly a shapeshifter, like he is in Carpenter's film and in the prequel. But if you think about it, it's kind of like if you look at John Carpenter's film as being like the main body of a novel, it's like the prequel is like kind of an extended long chapter to lead you into John Carpenter's film.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I think The Thing has probably some of the most horrific effects in almost any horror movie that I've ever seen. There are some effects in that movie that just make you cringe.
Still unprecedented today.
Practical.
Yeah.
All practical makeup effects. Rob Bottin.
Yeah, they can't make movies like that anymore.
No, the Thing is like up there with like the first Predator film and Alien and Aliens. I mean, it's like, that's in the upper echelon of badass motherfucker movies, right?
Anybody like Life Force?
I saw that. Yeah, it's a little odd. Toby Hooper directed that.
I like that.
Oh God, I can't remember the last time.
I'm surprised that was never a
on
sequel.
HBO.
I like it. Patrick Stewart was in that too.
It's like space vampires.
Yeah, I like that stuff. That was cool.
Darkness Falls and Thank God It's Friday was the two movies I was watching last night.
Yeah, I saw your thing on Facebook about Darkness Falls. I've never seen that. I mean, that's.
Ooh, it's about, I forget the little gal's name, but they said this one gal at one time when a child loses their last tooth, she would come and take the tooth and reward them. But when after a fire, she'd gotten horribly scarred up, so she was forced to wear this little mask.
So the way that Darkness Falls is a tooth fairy?
Huh?
Darkness Falls is like a evil tooth fairy or something?
No, not exactly. It was just like a horror film of this little old lady that lived in this town. Everybody liked her, but after a fire in her house, she was so badly scarred that even any amount of light would hurt her skin, so
Oh.
she had to wear this mask.
Nobody
And
liked her
2
anymore.
children disappeared,
Mm.
and they blamed her for it. Well, they found the children later, but nonetheless, they pretty much put her to death,
Wow.
and she pretty much cursed the town that what she took first in kindness, she will now take in pretty much revenge.
Oh wow.
And they open up pretty much with this one kid at the time losing his last tooth, and he was going to take this one little gal to a dance. His mother gets killed, and he gets blamed for it.
Wow.
And all through his life, he's had to keep lights on and flashlights near him.
Oh wow.
And the girl that he had the crush on as a kid calls him and orders for help. And it's a really good horror flick.
Yeah, check that out.
There were
When did that come
I've
out?
probably seen like 3-4 times, but I still jump at certain little spots.
When did that come out?
Oh, I'm gonna have to look.
90s?
I forget.
There's
I know
another there's another good little horror film that a lot of people might not be aware of that came out like in the last couple of years. Have you seen a movie called It Follows?
No,
It sounds
but I heard
familiar.
about that.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, but I didn't see it.
If you like John Carpenter-esque sort of films, this is like a retro 80s sort of slasher film. And it's about an entity that is basically like a killer, like a Michael Myers. But what it does is it's actually passed through sexual contact between people,
Oh wow.
where it's this entity that just comes after you, and it disguises itself as people that you may know or people around you in your immediate area. And to get the curse off you, you have to pass it on through having sexual contact with somebody else. And it sounds bizarre, but when you watch the movie, it's fantastically good, and it's really creepy as shit.
Wow.
They do a good job of you see in just random scenes, like there'll be people walking towards the characters and they're not sure, like they get paranoid, because apparently if it grabs you, like you die and it picks you up. So it's like you're always being pursued by this entity, and you have to like try and hide and get away from it. But eventually, given an amount of time, it just like keeps coming after you. So it eventually will catch up to you wherever you are.
Okay.
There's one scene in that movie that it takes a lot to get me to like jump in a horror movie. There's one scene in that movie that like I wasn't expecting it, and like I was watching it late at night, and I was like, "Holy shit!" Like because I wasn't. It's so well shot, this one scene, that just you have to see it to see what I'm talking about. It's just.
And when you watch the movie, it's when I say it's like John Carpenter-esque, it's very reminiscent of the way they kind of have. Remember in like the original Halloween, they kind of have like a kind of a floating camera. It's almost like it's just floating through the air, following people and stuff. It's like this in this film, and it's shot like kind of in a fall, autumn to fall sort of period where it's there are a lot of like empty areas, and they create a lot of paranoia with the characters. And it's similar in vein to like The Thing, in that like people don't know who to trust, and they're not sure if like their friend they saw the day before is like this thing that is coming at them. And I mean, is it not a good film, Chris? You saw it, right?
Yeah, it's good. Like at first, I agreed with you, Mike. Like when I first heard the premise, I was like, "What the hell? Like, what the hell is this movie about?" Like I thought it was going to be like a comedy, and then I watched it and I was like, "Oh, this is a lot better than I was expecting."
And the people act realistically, because it's like just like Halloween. You have a group of like teenagers. And I think there's like 4 or 5 of them, and they're all kind of like at a point they're kind of working together, trying to keep each other safe and stuff. And it's like I think it takes place like in Michigan, and it's like they kind of like get out of the city at one point. And
When did this come out?
I want to say it came out like in maybe anywhere from 2013 to like 2015, somewhere in there.
Is that on demand now, or?
Oh,
It should be.
I'm gonna watch that tomorrow.
I think I saw it on Netflix.
I'm writing it down. I'm watching it tomorrow.
I would be surprised if you didn't enjoy watching it.
I'm definitely watching it tomorrow. If I can
And
get it.
it's got a great ending to it too. I mean, I'm not gonna spoil it.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch that.
It's something you're gonna be like, oh shit, that's creepy.
So I want to watch that. I want to watch Arrival.
And it's so simple too. Like it didn't require like a lot of effects or anything. It was probably like I don't know what they shot it on, but they probably shot it on like a minimal budget.
Yeah, and it's like Chris was saying, it's something where just like the original Halloween, it creates atmosphere and tension that when things do happen, just it could be something as simple as what gets creepy is just when random people kind of pop up sometimes, and you're like the character, you're in the head of the main character, looking at like these random people that seem to be out of place or not quite fitting into their surrounding, just staring at her and walking towards her, and that has her freaking out, running the other direction. She's always got to run away from this thing.
That's why I like the original Fog over the remake, because the fear tracking was so much better with that one opposed to the remake.
The remake is shit. The original's classic.
Okay.
I mean, yes, the special effects for the ghosts were nice, but in the end, give me the original Fog over that, whatever they want to call it.
Well, a ghost story is all about atmosphere, and they
I lost, like I said, I lost the fear tracking in so many of the scenes of the remake, where the original it kept you there, and built, and it's just when the guy from Smallville was in the truck, they kept cutting too much away from what was going on. That's like, okay, I'm no longer scared.
All right, we got under 2 minutes. I do want to do a Real Whovians cast next because I want to talk about the trailer that we saw last week that was shown again today, and go over some episodes and stuff and the change of titles and stuff. So everybody's welcome to join me. I'm going to create it right now in the Zoom. Thank you guys. Take care. Bye for now.
Ciao.